Hello, Days of Our Lives fans. This is for Thursday, April the 11th. Ava goes over to Harris's apartment. She lets him know she told Tripp and Wendy she's moving out, but she doesn't have a place yet. He told her to move in with him. They spent the day still on their love train, and she ends up telling him that Clyde contacted her yesterday or earlier today. And he's like, what? What did he say? And she told him he wanted her to do a job, but they didn't further it any more in this episode today. Patch is trying to make up with Kayla. He brings her flowers. She's still mad at him because she found out him and John broke Clyde out of prison. And he says, Sweetness, I'm sorry, Sweetness, but there's something else I got to get off my chest. And she's like, what? And he ends up telling him about John being the pawn, and he was the handler, and how they think John killed Constantine's daughter, Katerina. Meanwhile, later, John and Patch are having a beer, and they're pretty sure that Constantine is still up to no good, and he doesn't really forgive John, and he would be right. Stephanie runs into Everette, a.k.a. Bobby, in the square, and she's telling him, I don't understand why you won't sign the divorce papers. And he said, because I can't sign someone else's name. I'm not Bobby Stein. And she said, but you are. And he snapped on her like a bad bear. And she's like, dude, geez. She's looking at him like, what's wrong? She runs into her mother. She's meeting her mother for a girls' day later. And Kayla tells her that her and Marlena had talked, and they don't see any medical reason that he should be having trouble with his memory. And they think he might be faking it. And she's like, what? What the heck? So there's something for her to munch on. Meanwhile, Everett's back with a session with Marlena, and he tells her, I wasn't truthful with you. I saw myself in my hypnosis, and I just want to know what that means. And she told him she wasn't sure what it meant, but she wants to put him back under, and he tells her no. He's not going to do it. Nothing else needs to be dug up. She seems a little shocked at his behavior. Meanwhile, Constantine is still talking to his dead daughter, Katerina, and he tells her he has not forgiven John, like he announced that he had to everyone, and that he's going to get revenge for her. And this is sad. I was hoping, Maggie could have a little bit of love on the side or something. Tate is having dinner with Marlena and John, and he gets a text. And who's texting him? Holly, of course, and she wants to meet up with him. She's over at her grandparents', Maggie, and Maggie's fixing her some lemon bars and stuff, and then she tells Maggie she's got to go. Her mom's expecting her home. She meets Constantine and heads out the door, and Tate tells his grandparents one of his friends, Eric, wants to meet up to get some homework, do some chemistry or something. They said, yeah, school's first. Go ahead, sure. Dumbos. Yeah, he's lying to you. So they're hugging and kissing, and they're acting like two people that weren't the same two people before her accident. It's just unbelievable. And hugging, kissing, and talking about where they're going to meet next and this and that. And they're saying they're safe, but then up walks Kayla and Stephanie, and they say, please don't tell our parents you saw us. And they said, why? They say we're not allowed to see each other. And Stephanie said, well, I'm not telling anybody. And Kayla said, well, me either, I guess. And that's a wrap for Thursday.